Welcome back to the Eagle's Nest, folks. My name is Kenny, and thanks for joining. Today's video is all about the 1022, more specifically, the Bergara BXR. What modifications that I've done to make this thing stupid accurate and reliable. One question I'm going to ask you competition shooters out there is this: does a 1022 belong in the Precision Rimfire Series or NRL 22, and is there an advantage to it? But first, let's take some shots at 200 yards, and let's see if there's an advantage with how it performs now. Today's video, we're going to talk about the dual cross system, Tandemkross's new Manticore, and the new barrel that I put onto this Bergara BXR. If you guys like this one, stay tuned. Now, some of the main upgrades that I've done to this Bergara BXR is on the trigger assembly itself here. Now, this is a Tandemkross Manticore. It actually came out pretty recently in the last month, and I also have their dual cross mag. Now, this is a double-sided 10-round mag, which gives you a capacity of 20 rounds total, 10 rounds per side. We're going to talk about this trigger, how it performs, and what it gives you for the competition shooter. So, as you can see here, this Bergara BXR is no longer a stock configuration. It does have a brand new barrel that I installed last night. This is a Douglas 1 in 14 twist. It is a bull barrel, 920 contour. And the main thing that I was able to do with this Bergara BXR, which sets it kind of apart from any other 1022 out there, is two things. One of them, it does come with a integrated 30 MOA rail, and then the receiver itself is actually threaded. So I was able to actually spin up a barrel, chamber it with a match chamber, and actually thread it for the receiver. Now, I do have this thing head spaced, according to the bolt, right about 43 thou. So we are going to demonstrate this thing downrange at 50 yards as well as long range, kind of show the performance of what it does as well as reliability. Now, the main thing that I had on the previous video was some light primer strikes, and I did consider the actual fire control group on the stock Bergara BXR to be the issue. So this one does have a heavier hammer spring on this thing. One of the main things that this trigger has is this ergonomics. The safety is more like a AR style safety, and it does have a really cool mag release. You can either pull or push on this. Now, this BXR is still in the Bergara factory stock. I am considering some other options like the KRG Bravo as well as the MDT Oryx chassis. I'd like to get some feedback from you guys, see what you recommend for a chassis choice. So let's talk about the dual cross mag from Tandemkross. Now, the main advantage of this mag is this minimalistic platform. You can see it's about half the size of this Ruger BX15 rounder mag. However, this holds 20 rounds and this only holds 15. Like I said, it has a very minimalistic design to it, so it doesn't really stick out as much on the bottom of your rifle. Unlike the Ruger mag, which will stick out quite a bit, and this could be a problem for a barricade. If you're having to preload this, you could preload into this to this magazine itself and cause some feeding issues. The dual cross mag itself, like I said, gives a very minimalistic design and allows you to pretty much get up on the barricade, and even if you do have to preload, it's a very small little ledge right there. Now, the one thing that is different on this is that it does have plastic feed ramps compared to the typical Ruger mags. So can this be damaged if you do drop it? I would assume so. So one thing I would probably keep in mind if you are, in a competition setting, if you drop these things, try to at least try to catch it or have it hit your foot or something. That way you don't damage these mags. Now, these mags themselves, along with a lot of the Tandemkross products, are pretty much designed around steel shooting. So fast engagement, steel style shooting. And I pretty much wanted to take their products and kind of bridge the gap for the Precision Rimfire series. Now, one of the biggest upgrades, I believe, in my opinion, is this Tandemkross Manticore trigger housing. This is a full aluminum housing, adjustable all the way down to 1.5 pounds. Now, considering some of the kid triggers and stuff out there that go lower than 1 pound, this isn't really a bench rest trigger. However, the ergonomics on this trigger makes everything to be able to done with one hand, as you can see here. I'll demonstrate this a little close up, but you can see that I'm able to lock the bolt back with just one hand, and the actual magazine itself can either be released by pushing on the paddle here in the bottom or pulling. So makes it very, very awesome. And the main thing is for NRL and PRS 22, since this is a semi-auto, they're going to have you call safe before moving positions. So being able to flip the safety mechanism here easily with one finger before changing positions is going to be a huge upgrade. Now, will this get in the way when shooting off barricades or positional shots? Can you possibly engage the safety? We're going to find out. We're going to do some shots positional and see what happens under basically a kind of a timed scenario, course of fire. So 50 yards, we'll give this a try. I have Ely Match loaded up on here, and we'll see what it does at 50 yards first. Okay, that's way up high. Let's see if it groups. That's right next to it. All right, that's already showing a really good group, guys. That's the first 3 shots out of this barrel. Okay, so let's go ahead and load up Ely semi-auto bench rest. All right, guys, so I just shot 200 rounds with the Manticore trigger and the BXR using a plethora of ammo, and really surprised on the accuracy downrange. It seems like it likes either or. So let's walk downrange and see what we got. Well, guys, here's the groups at 50 yards with over 200 rounds fired. I had 0 issues, 0 malfunctions, and that ran flawless. Now, one thing that I do pride myself on is transparency with you guys. I don't cherry pick groups, so I show you as is. The top left coordinate here is all Ely semi-auto bench rest. You can see I've had some really good groups there, and I had some really bad groups as well. So that ammunition itself, if I was to pick, may not be the best performer. Now, the best performer that I've seen was with Ely Match. So these are all the shots with Ely Match. This was fouling the barrel in with the new ammunition. And you can see I had a couple one-holers, a couple flyers here and there. Now this is, what I've noticed was like the last shot always had like a top left flyer. Not sure it's something to do with the bolt carry group or the bolt itself engraving the bullet causing that, but that right there is showing a pretty promising group. Now there's another 5 shots there and the last 5 shots on camera. The chamber that I put on this was a JGS match chamber. I did have this somewhat jamming, so there is engraving on the actual projectile itself, not as much as my typical bolt guns, and the reason why I did that is so I have reliability on extraction. So this was all SK long range and had some really good performers and really bad performers as well. So you can see the groups there. And last but not least is the SK match, a rifle, and it showed really good promising results here too. So taking a 1022 and getting pretty much damn near bolt gun performance is pretty amazing. The one thing that I was really happy with is the reliability of this platform now. So this rifle is definitely competitive worthy. All right, so we're gonna load up 10 rounds of Ely Match ammo, the best performer I had at 50 yards. The one advantage that a semi-auto has, obviously, is speed. So some of these courses of fire that I ran into for the NRL 22 series is dictated on speed. We'll see how this thing performs, and we'll begin now. Safe. So that's the advantage of a semi-auto. Being able to clear that KYL rack as fast as I did, that was pretty cool. I do have 5 more rounds. There's one in the chamber definitely. So again, cool thing about this trigger pack assembly is the ability to flip on and off safe. So if I change positions, I'll call safe, back on target, disengage safety. Oops, missed that. And I believe that was the last shot. Yep. But you can see the speed of this thing could definitely be an advantage. Speed, accuracy, and reliability is what's going to help you win some of these matches. So really happy with this. Now let's get this on some barricades. Let's preload this mag to see if we have any issues. Now, the mag does have one flaw. And what I did notice on this is one side of this does not fall itself. So that side it does, and it is easy also to kind of get yourself ass backwards and insert the mag backwards. But this side falls easily, as you can see, but the other side does not. You can see it wants to go, but it doesn't. Again, I could push it or I could pull, and it does release the mag itself. So what I'll do probably on these mags, I got 2 of these right now, is I'll probably notate one side or put some kind of mark on it. But I could push it, insert another mag, or go on the opposite side, and I'm back in the game. So really awesome. So let's go ahead and load up some more rounds, and we're going to shoot at 200 yards and see if I could preload this on like a game changer or something and see if this actually has any kind of issues that way. So guys, I'm gonna see how well I can simulate this. We're gonna pretty much do a positional shot like a course of fire. I do have a target out there at 200 yards. It is a 6-inch round steel, and we'll have 4 different positions starting from left to right. So basically you're gonna walk up to a stage, and this is kind of the benefit with the 1022. Your RO or your squad captain is gonna tell you load, make, ready, which you can. And essentially he's going to ask you if a shooter is ready. So we'll simulate this, have this ready to go with the game changer, and should be going soon. There he is. So at 200 yards, we'll go ahead and find the target here. Impact. Impact. Safe. I am manipulating the safety here. You can see it back on target. Safe. Let's go over here. On my tippy toes, disengage the safety. Safe. And last target. All right. So that was 60 seconds on the clock. Obviously dropped quite a bit, and we'll demo that again. So we're going to simulate this again, except I'm going to have a mag change in between the second position here. 2 shots per position. So basically going to come up to the stage, bolts back. I'm going to tell you to load, make, ready. So mag is inserted. You got your game changer or whatever you're using in your hand. We'll go ahead and start the timer. I think it has started. I don't know, we'll find out. Oh, there it is. All right, pull the bolt back. That is inserted. Safe. Next position. Disengage the safety here. Safe. Mag change. Here's a benefit. Flopped it over to the next mag, or to the other side. Charge. Safe. And last position. And you can see that I took my time in that one, but the semi-auto allowed me to follow up a shot right at the 60-second mark. And that's the benefit with the 1022. So does the 1022 have room in the competition side? I think with this setup, it does. Well, folks, in summary, the Bergara BXR is now a competitive platform. Having a new barrel installed, not only is it super accurate now, it is also balanced. Now, this is a perfectly balanced rifle. The one thing that I am looking into is other chassis options. So if you guys have a suggestion, put a comment below on that. The KRG Bravo, the MDT LSS, the MDT, or basically the Oryx chassis, perhaps the Wooks Furiosa, which I do have an order for, but it's been taking quite a long time to get, or maybe a chassis that I don't know of, like I said, comment below. So having the ability to disengage the safety, release the mag, the ergonomics of the trigger pack assembly definitely does bridge the gap to get into competition shooting for NRL or PRS 22. The Tandemkross dual cross mag, this is an awesome little mag. Now having ability to have 20 rounds in your hand, this ability to basically swap. Well, you can see here, this is one thing I was talking about, putting the mag in the wrong position. But having the ability to take the mag out, insert it the other side, and have another 10 rounds ready to go makes it super fast, and you could definitely make up some time on some courses of fire. So, Bergara BXR 1022 for precision rimfire or NRL 22 shooting. What do you guys think? Comment below. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you guys in the next video.